Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the Hyundai i20 N Line Facelift. Not many changes to this car. In fact, mechanically it is the very same as before. Yes, they have carried forward the same 1-liter engine. There it is. There's no insulation here. However, now it gets a manual gearbox. The price of this particular car is rupees 13.34 lakhs on road Mumbai. No, it does not get the dual tone treatment. The dual tone version costs rupees 12,000 extra. And since we're talking about money, let me tell you about an amazing fintech platform called PayMe. It's a RBI registered NBFC into digital lending which offers attractive discounts and interest rates with complete digital onboarding and easy repayments. Taking loan from PayMe requires minimum KYC and can be availed without any collaterals. The approval is instant. PayMe is fully compliant with recent RBI digital lending guidelines. Check the link in the description to know more. Coming back to the i20 N Line, this manual variant costs rupees 1.29 lakhs less when compared to the automatic, which is obviously a dual clutch. The IMT is gone finally. Yes. And minor revisions have been done to the design of this vehicle because it gets all LED lights. Yeah, complete LEDs. Earlier there was an LED projector, but now you also get a new DRL, which is sort of an inverted L. Earlier it used to end only here, but this is halogen. Indicators are not fully LED. N-Line written right here. In fact, the grille has been revised. Earlier it had the checker treatment, that has gone. The new 2D Hyundai logo, which seems to be bigger now, and the rest of the car remains the same as before. So you get this aggressive bumper, red treatment here, fog lights which are obviously halogen. The alloy wheel design has been revised as well. If you notice, it's a new design. I definitely like the older one. Red colored brake calipers, N written here, N-Line written right there. In fact, it gets a puddle light which comes out from right there. Red treatment here. The length is around 4 meters, slightly under 4 meters, and the wheelbase is 111 mm more than the Volkswagen Polo, and that's the reason why this car is quite practical, because the wheelbase is almost 2.6 meters, which is amazing. It also gets rear disc brakes, which the regular i20 does not get. I love the red treatment. I love the side skirt. I love the aggressive treatment, the cosmetic one of course. Now you do not need to go to Karol Bagh, thankfully. Again, LED treatment here, halogen right there, sort of a connected tail light, but nothing has really changed at the rear. It's very much similar to what it was before. You get two exhaust pipes right there. Real exhaust, you have to be a little wary of these because yes, on cold start it does smoke a bit. You get two parking sensors, so cost cutting has been done. There is the reverse parking camera. Hyundai logo is growing in size all the time. Rear wiper and washer. Why am I using my hand? I don't know. Let's open the boot. The size of the boot is 311 liters, which is decent, and the spare wheel is smaller sized. It's a steel wheel, so it is actually smaller by 10 mm and here higher profile by 10 mm. So 185, 65, 15. Oh my god, that's small because this car is running on 195, 55, 16s. You can obviously put this seat down to increase the boot carrying capacity. So yeah, I'm just going to give it a nice push, and there it is. Yeah. That makes it more practical for sure. Everything remains more or less the same. I forgot to show you. I'll show it to you from the inside. There is the subwoofer. So it's got a 7-speaker system. Let's put this back up. Center passenger does not get a head, and Hyundai has silently removed the center armrest from here. Yes, the earlier model had a center armrest, which has gone now. Thankfully, you've got adjustable headrest at the rear and rear AC vents, USB charging socket, USB-A, some storage space here. Space at the rear is actually good enough because there's decent amount of room for someone as tall as me. Underside support is not the best. Headroom is actually good enough. Yeah, almost. Handle to hold on to. Height adjustable seat belts, 6 airbags. The dashboard looks more or less the same as before. But yes, it gets the manual is a manual. Magazine pockets here. No magazine pockets here. Says Bose right there. Door pockets are big enough. Red treatment almost everywhere. But since it's a dealer car, I'm not going to be removing the plastics today. So you guys must be really very happy that I'm complying with Indian families' thought of not removing plastics in the car. No request sensor here. That's kind of a bummer. Yeah, the design looks more or less the same, but the different checkered grille would be such a nice addition here. Now let's get inside. Okay, seats are nice and comfortable. In fact, let's just remove it for the driver's side at least, so that it doesn't make sound when I accelerate in this car. Yeah, okay, there it is out. I love the checker treatment on the seats. Looks quite nice. Beautiful seats are really amazing. The N logo right there. So yeah, in terms of attention to detail and quality, this car is absolutely nailing it. So this is going to be some amount of effort to remove. Oh god, it's not going to happen that easily. Meanwhile, you obviously get red stitching. Red treatment has been done very tastefully. Car looks super sporty. It also gets these sporty pedals with this sticker, which I need to remove right now. There it is out. Door pockets are big enough at the front. Red treatment right here. Only the driver gets illumination and one touch up and down. The rest do not get it, but lot of hard plastics. This car is filled with scratchy hard plastics. Obviously, it's a hatchback at a price. Beautiful red stitching here. The end steering wheel, which seems fantastic to me, honestly. And then what is different here? For starters, they have actually changed the screen. So it's the newer screen. Let me actually adjust the steering wheel, which is adjustable both for reach as well as rake. There is the engine start button and this continuous AC vent treatment looks nice. Black interior looks fantastic. Okay, let's remove all these stickers because this is a new car. So obviously all these things need to be removed. And the screen. Oh, that is so satisfying. Let's remove it here as well. Oh my goodness, that felt so good. Meanwhile, for the AC vents, the AC controls, there it is out, and some of them are there on the steering wheel too. So let's remove that as well. Piano black finishing here, which seems very nice to me. In fact, the steering is lovely to hold. It's a fantastic steering to hold. Phenomenal steering with the N logo right there. In fact, let me just remove it from here too. So these are the buttons for cruise control, and everything is so easy to use now in Hyundai cars. So everything is right where you want it to be. Obviously, it gets climate control, air conditioning. Air conditioning is an absolute chiller. Red treatment here, red treatment here, red treatment almost everywhere. This gets the cooling function too. Dual cup holders here. Some storage space right there. Oh my god, this is sliding as well. Wireless charging pad. What is new is this USB-C charging socket. Earlier, this was a USB-A. So they have finally given it a USB-C, and 12-volt charging socket was always there. Another USB right here. This screen now gets a physical button for volume and powering. It's a very slick screen to use. It gets Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity. Disappointingly though, it just does not get wireless connectivity for Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, which is very sad indeed. And get into reverse, that is the reverse parking camera, which obviously gets adaptive guidelines, and that is obviously for the rear parking sensors. And there you get a top view as well. Now, it gets automatic wipers. Yeah, wipers work really well. It gets automatic headlights. It gets a nice instrument cluster, which is fantastic because it's easy to use, gives you plenty of information, including a compass and a tire pressure monitoring system as well. Yeah, it's saying 8.7 kilometers per liter because I've been sitting in this car because it's raining in Hyderabad all of a sudden. This is auto dimming, and it obviously gets connected car features. There's a sunglass holder here. There should be a mirror right here, but it is missing, which again is kind of disappointing because cost cutting is done in very weird places, which Hyundai should not be doing. And here you obviously get a mirror. Yeah, sunglass holder is useful. There is the light, which should be LED. Let's open the sunroof, and there it opens. Okay, why is it not on there? Oh, do I have to keep it pressed? No, yeah, now it's opening. Sunroof is small, it's not very big, but yeah, it is decent sized. Brings in a lot of airy feeling inside this black cabin, which honestly feels very sporty. This car is filled with so many features. It's absolutely crazy. It also gets sounds of nature right now. This makes it easier to use. Even the volume control makes it easier to use. Yeah, this is a 7-speaker Bose sound system, which is actually quite good. Why is it not giving me spray? I think it doesn't have any washer fluid left right now. Thankfully, it is raining. That is the case. I love the new gear lever, or rather this manual gear lever for the N model. Looks fantastic. Look at the treatment. It is just amazing. It gets red colored ambient lighting as well in multiple places, including here. So that's also phenomenal. Steering is so nice to hold. The horn, yeah, it is decent. It could be better, but it's all about the driving experience because not many features have changed in this car. This car has always been supremely well loaded. But how is it to drive? Let's start driving right away. Okay, let's turn on the car. Oh, okay, there it rose to life very smoothly. Let's turn off the air conditioning. Let's turn off the traction control. Yeah, it's disabled. Yeah, now I have to keep it pressed, then it disengages both traction control and ESC. Okay, we are already in first gear. Turn on the driver rear view monitor. Hazard lights off. Revving the motor. Rev still almost 5000 RPM. Yeah, soft limiter around 5000 RPM, and off we go. Lot of wheel spin, bogs down, road is wet, otherwise it would have screamed like crazy. 55 kilometers per hour in first gear, which is really tall gearing, and in second gear this car reaches the ton. Yes, it does 100 kilometers per hour in second gear, redlining at 6600 RPM. My goodness, this car feels like an altogether different beast with the manual gearbox. The manual is so much fun, and around the corners I can't believe the kind of grip it is offering me. Now the tires could offer much better grip, but the chassis is very balanced, offers a lot of feel and feedback. And this engine is a 1 litre 3-cylinder turbocharged petrol unit which produces 120 PS of power at 6000 RPM, torque output 172 Newton meters, which comes in at a low 1500 RPM and stays there till 4000 RPM, and that's the reason the mid-range punch from this car is absolutely amazing. It feels very grunty in the mid-range, but there is lag, there is turbo lag, there is lag in the lower end of the rev range, because of which, you know, you just don't have the enthusiasm while launching it. But when compared to the automatic, this car launches so much better. The IMT though is nowhere near, only because again with the IMT you could not launch it, but with the manual you can really launch it aggressively, and it pulls really nice and strong. In fact, I'm short shifting because the mid-range grunt is so nice. It's a free revving motor. It revs nice and clean all the way to 6600 RPM, so it doesn't have any flat spots as such. And being a turbo engine, obviously it has a nice mid-range. It doesn't really push you back into the seat, and that's the reason why I feel it should have definitely got more power. More power never hurts anybody at all, so that would have been a real benefit of having the i20 N Line with more power when compared to the regular i20, which now doesn't have the turbocharged petrol engine, which is only limited to this particular car, the N Line. Okay, I love manual shifts, yaar. Obviously the gearbox is super slick and super smooth, amazing to shift, but the clutch is not very progressive. It's a bit springy in action. Okay, this is very dirty right now. So I was telling you the difference between the manual and the automatic. The fact is you can launch it with the manual, you can't do it with the automatic because the DCT gearbox won't let you launch, and that's the reason this car is quicker by 0.7 seconds. It's also 15 kgs lighter because obviously an automatic gearbox is much heavier, but who cares about the weight, because 15 kgs is negligible weight. In fact, this car is 10 kgs more in terms of weight when compared to the regular i20, which no longer gets a turbo petrol engine. So this comparison is just stupid, I feel, and we are going to launch it now. Again, revving the motor, and off we go. Oh my god, the chassis is going all over the place because that is the kind of punch it's offering. What an unbelievable fun to drive car. Earlier there was the Polo, it's gone. This car has no rivals at all. Okay, you can say the rival is the Tata Altroz iTurbo, but that car just does not even come close to this car because nothing has changed in that car in terms of the chassis or the springs or the suspension and all. Here the suspension is 30% stiffer, which makes a huge difference. Car feels properly stiff, and that stiffness also means that it's not very comfortable over bad roads, so you can feel that stiffness, and lower profile tires, so obviously all that can be felt, very apparent here. Horn is nice, and this guy is not giving indicator. I can't see the indicator, so we'll do one thing. We will go like this because he could have gone from there. I don't know what is this kind of turn, but anyways, steering is very nice in terms of feel and feedback, and this car will go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in around 9.9 seconds, which is quite quick. Honestly, it is the quickest hatchback in the country right now, and the engine is very well muted somehow. You don't feel a lot of the sound on the inside. Actually, the insulation levels are absolutely crazy. Okay, time for the brake test. 120 kilometers per hour. Stand on the brakes. Unbelievably good stopping power, very impressive. The i20 also has good brakes, but this one has rear discs, which obviously help. I only wish the tire had more grip, and obviously the engine had more power. The steering is very nice. It doesn't have the wake feeling of the regular i20 because it has, oh my god, look at the way it corners. Unbelievable. Okay, some amount of understeer kicks in when you try to corner it very aggressively, but the balance, the body roll is very well contained, and this is a very engaging car to drive. Fantastic handling, fantastic steering, so much feel, so much feedback, very direct. Oh my god, I am really enjoying driving the i20. I drove the i20 N Line DCT, the dual clutch automatic, for almost 1+ year, and I love that car. But with the manual, this car has completely transformed. Firstly, you pay rupees 1.29 lakhs less for the manual when compared to the automatic, which in my opinion is a that's the way to take a U-turn. If this road was dry, trust me, I would be wheel spinning the nuts out of this car because it lets you launch, and it lets you launch it very aggressively indeed. The only thing is the top end is not that fruity or juicy, so you really end up short shifting most of the times, and insulation levels are so good you can't really hear the exhaust. You can hear the exhaust better at the rear or the outside or near the exhaust pipes, but you can't hear it on the inside. So it could have been a little louder, it could have had more power. I've said that so many times already because it really needs more grunt, and that turbo lag now, you have to contend with it to a certain extent. But you know what, how do you know it's a manual without looking at the gear lever? It says manual here. There is a manual button, which is obviously for the car manual, not for the I'm so stupid not for the gearbox. Here I can shift a lot of things. So amazing screens, the kind of features, the kind of tech, everything in this car really blows your mind. Hugely impressive, the i20. And I was just waiting for the manual. When they launched this car, the N Line, with the IMT, I was like, why? Yeah, the IMT just does not let you launch. This one does let you launch, and that makes a huge difference. Obviously, ground clearance is not meant to go over such bad roads, so we're just going to take a U-turn from here. Turning radius is good. The car's steering is so good. It centers really nice and fast. 6,700 RPM. Sometimes it really goes high in terms of the way the engine pulls. What a mind-blowing engine with such crazy tall gearing now that you can just rev the nuts out of the motor. And then let's do some circles. So we are just going to go around the circle into second gear. Look at the balance, look at the poise, look at the way this car maintains its line. The body is so freaking stiff, doesn't flex at all, and then doing such things is just a cakewalk in this car. I love it. I love the whole experience, but the price of this car is rupees 13.34 lakhs. You have to pay 12,000 more for the dual tone color treatment. It is expensive, no doubt about it. In fact, when you compare to the regular i20, then this looks like a steal because it costs around rupees 1.3, 1.4 lakhs more than the regular i20, which gets the hopeless 1.2 litre petrol engine. I'm saying hopeless because this chassis begs for more. This chassis really deserves a lot more power because the kind of performance this car is capable of is unfreaking believable. A little mods here and there and this vehicle will simply fly. Now in terms of fuel efficiency, it will return you single digit numbers if you drive like this. Right now it's saying 8 kilometers per liter, but if you drive it sanely now, this can actually return you somewhere around maybe 11-12 kilometers per liter. But if you're looking for fuel efficiency, just get the regular i20. The regular i20 has lost a lot in terms of engine. The turbo petrol engine is gone, the diesel is gone, it just gets the 1.2 litre petrol engine. It's kind of sad now. Now this turbo engine is only restricted to this particular car. Oh wow. Okay, it's time to launch. Listen to this. Okay, listen to this, guys. Almost went to 5,200 RPM at launch, so not a bad soft limiter as such. Now obviously Hyundai has revised the whole variant lineup, which means that the i20 range starts at rupees 8.25 lakhs for the regular i20. Okay, and when you come to the N Line model, well, the price range starts at a lot higher, 11.66 lakhs for the base N6 manual version. And you see a lot of i20s. There's one right there, which is the 1.2 litre petrol, I believe. The weight of this car is 1071 kgs, which isn't much. In fact, the price difference between the N6 and the N8 variant happens to be 1.3, 1.4 lakhs. Depends on whether you look at the manual or you look at the auto. The top variant, the DCT automatic, costs rupees 14.75 lakhs on road Mumbai. So yes, it is expensive. But remember one thing, the prices which I'm telling you firstly are on road Mumbai, of course. But the price increase isn't that dramatic. So the price is increased by roughly 18 to 20,000 depending on the variant. So yes, they haven't really taken the price up by a lot, but then they have also removed certain features. Like I was telling you, the rear center armrest is gone. I was quite surprised. I was like, I used to sit here at times and just enjoy my hand being there. Where is it gone? Vanished, gayab, khatam, khalas, over. So that's also a bit of a bummer. Hyundai offers a 3 years 1 lakh kilometer warranty on this car, which can be extended to 7 years, which is quite amazing. Let's take a quick U-turn. First gear. That never gets old. That absolutely never gets old. Hyundai also offers 3 years of roadside assistance with this car. The first generation model of the i20 was launched in 2008, was an instant success, replaced the Getz, of course. Then came the second generation model in 2014, the third generation model in 2020, and the facelift of the third generation model came in 2023, which means that every 6 years there's a new generation of the Hyundai i20, and along with that they also give a facelift every 3 years. So that's how Hyundai has been managing it since some time right now. I am so freaking impressed by the way this car drives. The manual is super duper engaging. Save the manual, say no to electric, because the electric manuals will obviously go, sound will obviously go, a lot of things will go, and it really doesn't even save the environment as such. And sometimes the handbrake turn doesn't really work that well. Imagine the Verna's 1.5 litre turbo engine in this car. Well, they have the 1.6 turbo in the i20, and I have driven that car, and trust me on this, it's an absolute hoot. Oh my god, that was launch control working finally. It's so stiff. It gave me a headache of driving it aggressively in 20 minutes. But you can see the video of that car by clicking on the top right corner of the screen right now. If you like this vlog, make sure to give the thumbs up. That's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Come on, pull. Third gear is super tall. Don't forget to check out the amazing fintech platform called PayMe. Bye bye.